never need prescriptions, but I'm smoking on that medical. Laughing to the bank, this shit hysterical. I could lead the Israelites to Jericho. Heard she got a boyfriend, I know she think I'm sexy though. I'm not an ordinary local rapper, I'm professional. Why you roll oregano? I'm in a place they never go. Threaten me to never show. More money, more problems, bitch. Who's to say we better, bro? You don't chase your dreams, you may never know. You may never know. Well, I'm a little reminder. Show up with my squad, black gloves, peaky blinders.
Ramily. The bye week is done. Survivor mode has begun. Welcome in, Ramsaholic. I'm happy to be back. Took a few days off to enjoy this bye week. Had some things to do, and we're back now. It was nice watching football yesterday without having to stress out if the Rams lost, because the last couple of weeks that's been the case. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're a returning member, like, share. Appreciate you all. Ramily. So, playoffs, right? The Rams are 3-6. Now, playoff picture where the Rams can fit in is the 7, 6, or 5 seed. Currently, the Seattle Seahawks are in the 5th seed at 6-3. The Dallas Cowboys in the 6th seed at 6-3. And the Minnesota Vikings, who were 1-4 and just lost Justin Jefferson, are now 6-4 with Justin Jefferson due to return this week from IR. On the bubble, you have the Buccaneers 4-5, Commanders 4-6, Falcons 4-6, Packers 3-6, and our Los Angeles Rams 3-6. Let's look at those 3 teams that we probably really have to worry about. The Seattle Seahawks, 3-game lead on us. Dallas Cowboys, to me, are a lock. At 6-3, they're looking really sharp on offense. After that San Francisco game, they really went to high gear. They did lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, but they were right there up until the end and had a chance to win it, if not for Dak Prescott taking 2 sacks on their last drive. And then the Minnesota Vikings, the biggest surprise to me. When they were 1-4, I was like, this is a team. It makes sense for them to go out and get Caleb Williams. They're 1-4. Everything was looking bad for them on both sides of the ball. Kirk Cousins was the only bright spot. I mean, he is a good quarterback, but he's a free agent. Caleb Williams, Justin Jefferson, that duo, young players. That's what I was thinking. And then they beat teams like San Francisco in primetime. But then Kirk Cousins gets hurt. And you would think they're going to use Jaron Hall at quarterback. But they quickly made a move, traded a late round pick, I believe a 7th round pick, for Joshua Dobbs, who we know from the Arizona Cardinals. And all he's done is balled out. They just won again against the Saints yesterday. So we're in some real stiff competition. The NFC once looked bad, even a few weeks ago. It's starting to look a lot better now besides the NFC South. If you're a team in the NFC South, you're not out unless you're Carolina. You have a shot. Unfortunately, we're in the NFC West. It's tough. So it all starts this week. Good news is we get Matthew Stafford back. We get Bobby Brown back. We get Rob Havenstein back. And we get Ernest Jones back. So we're coming off this bye week, getting all our guys back. And then next week, we get Kyron Williams back. So things are looking up for our Rams. But what's not looking up is our record. At 3-6, you can't lose. This week against Seattle, this is a must win. Because this is a team that's ahead of us in the playoffs. This is a division foe. We have to win this game. We had tough luck losing to Green Bay without Stafford, but we lost. We have to beat Seattle. Now let's look at our schedule coming up. I feel 9-8 may not make it now. 10-7 might be where we need to get to. Unless Seattle could fall apart, Minnesota, we gotta hope. 9-8, then you have a shot, which means we have to go 6-2 down the stretch. 7-1 to get to 10-7, and then 8-0 to get 11-6. Anything's possible. Depends how bad these players want it. So the next 6 games, 4 of those games are at home. Take with what you want about the Rams' home field advantage, but you don't have to travel. And we're not playing the biggest fan base traveling teams like Dallas, San Francisco in these next 6. So we have Seattle this week. Then we travel to Arizona, the new look Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray and James Conner this time. Then we're back home to take on the Cleveland Browns. Tough defensive team, but they definitely have issues at quarterback with Deshaun Watson. We could hopefully, force some turnovers there. Real tough game here. Team that just lost to the Browns, the Baltimore Ravens. But prior to this loss, they were talked about as probably the best team in football. It's a week-to-week league, so that will change. People are going to start hyping up other teams now. But that's a tough game in Baltimore. That could be the one game that's like, all right, we might lose this one. But Washington Commanders the following week at home. Got to win that, and I think we will win that game. The New Orleans Saints at home. Derek Carr just got hurt. I'm sure he'll be back by this game, but you never know. It's a shoulder injury. Then a game I'm going to actually, New Year's Eve. The Rams travel to New Jersey to take on the New York Giants. And then we finish it up in San Francisco in what could very well be a must-win game to get in. And we know a few years back, San Francisco was in the same situation. They had to beat us to get in, and they did. And then we took them out. That's not the hardest schedule, but you look at the Ravens and 49ers, that could very well be 2 losses. We have to find a way to really go 7-1 down the stretch. I know it sounds crazy. It can happen. The Rams have had hot stretches in the McVay era, and we're getting all our guys back. I think they really understand that this is it. You cannot lose these games. They have to bring their best play each and every snap. Everyone has to be held accountable, and everyone has to understand what's at hand here. Players don't want to tank. Aaron Donald doesn't want to tank. Matthew Stafford doesn't want to tank. The Rams can figure a way to move up in the draft if need be. They have picks. We've done so good without picks. I mean, when Stafford got hurt, I was on it because without Stafford, with Brett Ripon at that time, I said we won't win a game. Stafford avoided IR. Brett Ripon showed us what he had, got released. And then the Rams, prior to his release, signed Carson Wentz. Makes you really think, why couldn't you do this months ago? Why wasn't he the guy brought in? Stetson Bennett made an appearance at the Georgia game this weekend as well. Good to see him doing well in good spirits. Sean McVay already said he's not coming back this year. So the Rams had a question mark at backup, and they brought in Carson Wentz. I, as well as a lot of Rams fans, were happy about that move. We beat Seattle here. We get Kyron Williams back next week. The offense is fully healthy. Knock on wood, we remain healthy. We have a legit shot at the playoffs. It is football. I mentioned the teams ahead of us are hot. Like I said, I think Dallas is a lock because they're playing great football. They have a phenomenal defense. Hopefully Minnesota can slide. Hopefully the Dobbs fever fades out. We beat Seattle this week. I was hoping Washington really could have done it too, but we beat them this week. They still have to play San Fran twice. Hey, I'm just saying, the Rams have a legit shot at the playoffs. Obviously, we're going to have to buckle up here. We want our team to win. I can't root for my guys to lose. I just can't. And until they have an E next to their name in the standings, I'm all for pushing. I'm all in. With that being said, my final prediction, I said in the prior to the season, 10-7. I have to ride it out. It's going to be super hard, but I think we can do 7-1, lose to the Ravens. And, I mean, by the time we play the Ravens, if we're clicking, that could very well change. I think it's going to be super hard to contain Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. We struggle against tight ends, but if we're clicking any given Sunday, it can happen. We beat them our Super Bowl season. Granted, it was without Lamar Jackson. It can happen, but if we do lose, we have to beat San Fran to get in. What better way to get in the playoffs? I know that would be their Super Bowl to knock us out, but we can do it. Ramley, we have to stay committed. Playoffs? Yes, playoffs. Subscribe, like, share, Ramsaholic. I will be dropping my game preview maybe Wednesday or Thursday this week. Tomorrow, the NFC West Prime Roundtable. Tune in. Ramley, take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. I'm your boy Ramsaholic, and I'm out.
Coldest days. They know I always hit my shot, that's where the fucking Kobe's grave. And when I spit, it's so insane. And when you spit, they don't replay. I'm in that green Celtic starter jacket. What happened to that car, boy? Man, we thought you had it. Look, I'm a little reminder. Show up with my squad, black gloves, peaky blinders. If you run, we find ya. Gotta keep your head straight, can never look behind ya. Time to kill every rapper till these labels sign ya. Illuminati, every necklace we rock cold, and every song we drop is fire.